This chart tracks a massive psychological disconnection across the modern workforce. 74% of people in America hate their jobs. This majority exists in a state of the drift, where work is separated from any higher objective. Without a distinct target, daily labor loses its context. It becomes a repetitive, draining weight, a chore that must be endured rather than a step toward a destination. Arnold Schwarzenegger's starting point was defined by the wreckage of 1947 Austria. He grew up in the literal shadow of the Second World War, surrounded by physical ruins and a pervasive sense of aimlessness. His parents and his community expected him to follow the local script, stay put, accept a normal life, and provide manual labor on the factory assembly lines. Arnold's greatest struggle was the internal silence of the factory floor. He felt he was built for a larger life, but in those early years, he lacked the specific coordinates to find it. Those coordinates finally arrived in an 11-year-old's classroom. A documentary on America provided the first glimpse of a world outside his Austrian borders. He saw steel skyscrapers reaching heights that seemed physically impossible. These buildings represented a scale of ambition that didn't exist in his hometown. He watched 6-lane freeways carrying an endless stream of traffic toward the horizon. To Arnold, this infrastructure was the visual proof of movement and freedom. The final piece of the puzzle appeared in a magazine featuring 3-time Mr. Universe Raj Park. In Park, Arnold found a tangible person who had already traveled the path he wanted. This wasn't a vague dream of being famous. Arnold saw a functional blueprint. He decided to replicate Park's life: the major championships, the big movie roles, and the financial success. Hyper-specific visions provide a way to work backward from the future. Once the target is clear, you can calculate the exact amount of effort required to reach it. Most people see a brutal 5-hour workout as a period of suffering. Arnold spent those hours in the gym with a constant smile on his face. The work was objectively agonizing. He spent years under bending barbells, forcing his body through 500-pound squats and thousands of repetitions that pushed his muscles to the point of failure. He welcomed pain, viewing every ounce of effort as a literal deposit toward a future result. He wasn't just lifting weights, he was purchasing his vision. He counted out each set of sit-ups and every heavy squat as a specific amount of distance closed. In his mind, every rep pulled him 1 inch closer to the Mr. Universe stage in London. When you connect suffering to a specific gain, the nature of the work changes. Purpose makes the most difficult tasks feel like a joyful necessity. Executing a massive plan triggers an immediate side effect, a chorus of experts explaining why you will fail. Hollywood agents were blunt. They told him his body was too large for the screen, and his thick Austrian accent would make him permanently uncastable. Arnold responded by applying his gym schedule to his new craft. He spent his days in accent removal and acting classes, putting in the same volume of reps he used to build his physique. The same skepticism followed him into politics. Experts called his run for the governor's office a delusion, claiming an immigrant could never lead the 5th largest economy on the planet. External doubt scales alongside ambition. The more expansive the vision, the more impossible it appears to those observing the plan from the outside. Success revealed a strange irony. The very traits the industry labeled as liabilities were the exact assets required to make him a superstar. The directors of Conan the Barbarian and The Terminator later noted that without Arnold's specific physique and machine-like delivery, their most iconic films would have failed. By the time he reached the height of his career, Arnold wore the same self-assured smile he first saw on that Reg Park magazine cover in Austria. People often use the word impossible to describe a future they personally lack the vision to see. Define your own hyper-specific blueprint. Let that target transform your daily efforts into purposeful repetitions and turn every no you hear into the fuel for your yes.